Hey everybody, y'all see the title? Let's start with something a little bit different here. We're going to get straight into it. We deep diving into this. First, I'd like to acknowledge Letesenbet Gidey of Ethiopia. Look at Ethiopia shining again. She's now got 3 world records. She just smashed, and when I say smashed, she smashed the half marathon world record, and this is her debut. Now, for you all that follow distance and everything with track and field, roads, cross country, and everything like that in the marathon, you will know that Safan Hassan has a monstrous kick. And then if it's her and Letesenbet Gidey, Safan Hassan has unfortunately will be able to beat her. We saw it at the World Championships before. Letesenbet Gidey was actually dropping Safan Hassan, but once it's in that last, 3 to 2 laps of a 10K, hey, look, she can hold on. So, but what happened here? She's the first woman, congratulations for this, to break 64 minutes and 63 minutes. And while she was on the way, let me go down here and highlight this. Then we go get into today's topic. Look at this. This was the 3rd fastest time in history. Let's zoom in. Will they allow me to zoom in? Here it is. She came by the 10-kilometer mark. Remember, they do the roads differently than the track. They say 10,000 meters on the track, 10 kilometers on the roads. So she came by the 10-kilometer mark at 29:45. That's the 3rd fastest in history. That means she's ready to break the 10-kilometer road world record. Can y'all acknowledge that? She's over here ready to do it. 23 years old. She's ready to blast this thing. So she's got plenty of time with her. She's got the strength. She winded up getting only 7 seconds off the world record for the 10-kilometer mark. They would have counted that one too by the 10-kilometer mark that was just set 2 or 3 weeks ago by Caterine, which is the Olympic silver medalist in the 10,000. Okay, and she's running for Bahrain, former Ethiopian. Now, that is crazy. I just wanted to acknowledge that right now. Y'all got to pay attention to this young Ethiopian athlete. Now, we talking about Tori Bowie today, okay? I think I sometimes have said Tori Bowie, but I believe it is pronounced Bowie. You guys correct me if I'm wrong there. I like to pronounce people's names as correct as possible. But before we get into that, don't forget, you are watching Head and Shoulders ATR, where we cover athletes, performances, and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. And don't forget that this is brought to you by people like yourself. Support our channel. Go down to the description below. Patreon, Cash App, PayPal, all of those nice things, right? All of those nice things that help support the channel, because that keeps this content coming out. And let's go for our thought of the day today, because we started doing that. Here's today's thought of the day. Today, I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Jerry Rice. Now, I believe it could have been said by somebody else, but as far as what I've looked up, Jerry Rice is the person that said this. So, what does that mean? Well, if you put in that hard work, that training, you keep on going. Whether it is, whether you have to rest a little bit and you got to do cross training because you're injured, right? Or you are healthy and you could just say, I'm going and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. Or I'm trying to build up my future so that I can have it. If I have children in the future, I'm going to make it easier for them. I'm going to stop saying, well, things are hard. You know how it is. You know how the blank man is. You know how those men are, those women are. Well, you know what? I could focus on that all day. Or I can do what others won't, aka close my mouth, put in the work, do what I can so that I can do what others can't later on. Sacrifice a couple of years of my life, sacrifice 5, 10 years so that now I got 20, 30, 40 years. I got the money in the bank. Hey, shawty, what you think? All right. Now, let's get into today's topic. Don't forget to kiss the diamond as always. That means smash the like button, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, share. You guys have noticed I haven't been uploading as much. I've been taking care of my business in the background. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to record multiple of these videos all on one day so that I have them ahead of time. But here is Tori Bowie. Now, today we covering some things here. Look, people keep making excuses. They hating on Tori Bowie because on one hand, they'll say Elaine Thompson-Herah, right? They say, hey, she was injured. She was injured. All right. They say, hey, she was injured. Remember when she blasted everybody like this in Rio? But they'll be like, hey, she was injured. She was injured. Even out of her own mouth, she said, hey, I don't know what the heck happened. I was healthy. I'm injury free and everything. I mean, I guess we just can't take their word for it anymore. I guess she got the incentive to lie, right? Because if she ain't lying, if she's not lying now, then why would she lie then? So if she was lying then, that means she lies now, right? Because things that come out of her mouth now, I mean, once a liar, always a liar, right? We do things consistently. Lie every once in a while. So then other things you lie every once in a while, right? So if she's injury free, her coach said she was injury free, then she got her butt broken. She got beat. Fair and square. Let's say that she was injured. Let's just give it benefit of the doubt and say, you know what? For whatever reason, her and her coach, they were unknown. It was an unknown injury, unlike other people that might be running on the line, and they are injured. Number one, you're taking away from Tori Bowie. That was a silver medalist the year before, right? Can she come back now? Well, I'm about to go into that in just a second because she's a 10-7-8 runner. As Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has showed us, you can get older and older. She's only 31 years old, right? You can get older and you can still compete and run faster. Justin Gatlin, although his checkered past, he's shown us that. We've got other sprinters on the male and female side that we could go through actually on longer distances. So the 100 might be a little bit different here, right? As far as the 200 and 400, and they're still able to maintain and get faster into their mid-30s. This is not a new phenomenon. Now, it might be a little bit more common now with women because the training is a little bit better, right? The focus on women and actually coaching them and more countries participating and so on and so forth is now better than it was in the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, right? So, but if you look through Olympic history, we still do see great athletes be able to get faster. So there's no telling she could. She just needs to be able to get her training consistently, stop switching coaches like a slot machine, and then stick there, have a good management team around her, and get her head on straight and stay as injury-free as possible. Because she's changing coaches, getting injured is going to hurt her. Obviously, no pun intended. She being injured is literally hurt. But if she can recover from that, give her 2-3 years, right? I would say that she still has a chance of getting faster by Paris. Now, here's the thing when people want to hate on you. They'll say Elaine Thompson-Herah only lost against Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce at the championships because she was injured, right? But yet at the same time, she's beat her so many times in a head-to-head. And then here we go. Here's our Rio Olympic silver medalist right here, right? Then she comes by and she gets the, here's Tori Bowie. Here she is against Elaine Thompson-Herah. She's going to go on to win with Talu back there not leaning. Many people, including myself, thought that Talu could have won had she actually leaned, right? And then here is Elaine Thompson-Herah destroying. Okay, you see the gap right there? Destroying the rest of the field. Yes, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was injured at the time with a toe injury. Guess what? That's part of training. That's part of an athlete's life cycle. I can't take away and say, well, this athlete was injured, so therefore they wouldn't have won. It doesn't count. You know what does count? The person that won. It's like saying, I tried to survive running across the street, but I got hit by a semi-truck. Did you actually get hit by a semi-truck or did you not? Is the athlete life cycle of training and pushing themselves to their limit part of injuries or not? You're either injured and that means your body was at its breaking point, which means it couldn't go any farther or couldn't take on more work. So therefore, your body said, hey, I need a break. Snap and broke, right? That's what ended up happening. That's what your body is telling you. So injuries are part of the process. We cannot take it away. Even if you don't get the semi-truck analogy that I just did, like the Frogger thing. It's either you are or you're not. Injury is part of the athletic process. Yes, sure, we could have said, hey, if she was or was not injured, she might have done faster. But now you see she's injury-free. She's running faster. What happens if Tori Bowie now is not changing coaches like that? She has a good management staff around her. Because you know what? As humble as she is, and she is like, well, here, man, listen to her interviews. I think it's on, darn it, just look up her interviews. Listen to her. I mean, she's so humble. I'm like, man, get some excitement up in here. Get some excitement in your voice. Get some of this. She's letting everybody else do the talking. And that kind of came even when she did an interview later. She was like, hey, I used to just let people tell me what to do, basically bully her. So that's part of her personality thing, even in the interviews. So that's something that she has to work on. That's one of her weaknesses. All of us have different weaknesses. No shame in that, right? But if you listen to her interview, you could tell she also has the ego of a champion. She said, yeah, I knew I could win. And then she said she knew she could win when she saw Justin Gatlin win against both. She was like, all right, it's my turn. That's the mindset. She ain't training and going out here. And she even said she had the belief that she could come out and get an Olympic gold, which she was preparing for Tokyo back in 2014. Right? That 2014 season changed it. Can she do these things? Yeah. Let's go here. Let's go here. Remember, Tori Bowie is a gold label athlete. We're going to go on the other videos and everything like that and cover what gold platinum label is. Right now, not. Just go check back on the video up here in the right hand corner, or I'll have it linked at the end, wherever that is, and then we can see that. Now let's look at her PR. 1078 setback in Rio. Great. If she can get her training down, get that training squad up, right? If she can get the consistency there, she's great. Now, she's also pretty good in the 200, all right? I would actually argue, based on several factors, that she might even have a better chance in the 200 if she can get that speed endurance back. Now, many people will say, hey, she's slowing down, go down, back to the long jump because you have the ability to do it. I would argue, unlike how Carl Lewis was already really good at the long jump, Tori Bowie never really got that next step in the long jump that she could have had. And so when Carl Lewis said, hey, I'm slowing down, how am I going to fix this? He said, I'm going vegan. That's number one. He found out the science, the data. He looked it up. He had a team around him. They said, hey, being vegan actually increases your longevity as an athlete. And then he's like, wait a minute, I could have done this earlier. Yeah, you could have. But hey, coulda, woulda, shoulda, you do it now. So he went vegan, talked to Dr. McDougall, the leading person that actually helps that. Then he went to the long jump and said, hey, look, I'm slowing down in 100. What can I do? Long jump in this. He was already pretty good in the long jump. Tori Bowie on a world stage is okay in the long jump, but already good in the 1 and the 2. So in my argument, I would say focus on the 100, right? Focus on the 100. Put your effort into that and the 200 if you can. Depends on how your injury is. If it's something that has to do with the turn or something, then you just got to give that up. And then, yeah, you can do some of the long jump too, right? That's what I would do. What do you guys think about that? Now, I think that she has the innate ability to break 10.7. I think she has that ability. In my opinion, from looking at so many of her races, from looking at what she can do, she could at the very least run a 21.6, right? A 10.7 low and a 21.6 are not out of her range. Now, getting her to a more perfect training, or whoever the coach is, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult, right? It's going to be a little bit more difficult. You saw that she tried to come back this season. It just wasn't going to happen. Oh, yeah, and by the way, can you guys do some research here and help me do some research? So what I was looking at, no, I'm going to save that for a different thing. Never mind. I got this thing with my team. Got a little small team of 2 people right now. But yeah, so here it is. Going back to 2016, she had a good indoor season, working on the starts and everything. If she can get that start down pat a little bit faster, right? Right, and if you look at her, let's go back to her personal best in the 60. She's a 7'11". No pun on the stores now. We ain't shouting out them. They ain't paying me. Now, she's a 7.11 athlete. And she's still able to run a 10.78. Now, obviously, we've seen people run faster than that with a slower start, namely Richardson. But if she can get this start down, which is still possible to do, if she can break 7.11, she go to 7.06, 7.07. I think she can really do that. What do you guys think? I think that she has the ability, but a lot of people are just hating on Tori Bowie for why? Because she's an American. She's not somebody that's there. Oh, yeah. And by the way, we're going to cover this lovely lady on the very either next 1 or 2 videos. And these lovely ladies right here, Caterine Ibarguen, right? A lot of people are ignoring her and the triple jump in general. A lot of people know Rojas, right? They forgot that Ibarguen was the Rio champion. Now remember, if you go back and you try to look up Ibarguen, she came up in the era, she was over there competing in Moscow, World Championships. She came up in an era, they barely show 20 seconds, literally. Look at the thing, it's like 21 seconds of the women's triple jump. What? So you try to look up her championships and see the rounds. Man, she got some exciting rounds. I remember watching it. I try to go look it up. 21 seconds. A minute and 20 seconds. They treating it just as bad, and they shouldn't even be doing that, as the distance races. Oh, it's a whole 10,000 and you showing us 1 minute? Really? We don't see any good moves in there? Right? Or 3 minutes of it? Yeah, so that's where she came up in. So a lot of people, I remember in the comment section, they said, wow, I didn't know this athlete. So we're going to be covering these field events. Hey, whether you guys are liking them or not, we get the likes up on here. If we can do a like goal, I'm going to start a series. We might actually do an anime series on track and field. All right, I'm putting that out there. I already start putting the things into place. So if somebody say, wow, that's a good idea, I should do that. Well, I'm already working on it, okay? Now, not just the animated races. I mean like an anime series, the Japanese style stuff or whatever, or a manga. So we get one or the other first, one of them coming out first. We might do that. And we got to make up original characters. We might have guest stars or, Shelly-Ann, fraser-pryce come up and blaze. But let me know what you guys think about that one. But we going to cover Ibarguen, Rojas, and other athletes that are here because they are some crazy good athletes. Before Rojas, I thought, and many others thought, Ibarguen, because of her domination in this and how close she got to the previous world record so many times that she could have broke the world record. And she might have had it had she not fouled on that one jump. And that would have been before. Obviously, Rojas has a little bit more talent than Ibarguen does. But as we can see how much she can break the world record by, and she's still got more time to go. But I want to acknowledge somebody else. So one last thing here. I'd like to thank you all for watching this. Check out these end videos here that we have coming up on the next videos. And you guys have a great day. Peace and much love to you.